Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the new game mode that just dropped with the Voidwalker event. It is called Armed and Dangerous. Now what this game mode does is it removes all other weapons except for shotguns and sniper rifles, which means that you're going to be using either a Mozambique, a Peacekeeper, an EVA 8, a longbow, a G7, or a triple take. So if you're not a fan of any of those weapons, I would say avoid this mode. Now, the little bit of detail with the Armed and Dangerous, we'll get into the rules, I guess you could call it, and then my thoughts on it later. So first, any attachments that are not used by snipers or shotguns are disabled. The gold variants of weapons, they spawn in high-tier loot zones and in airdrops. So like you saw in airbase, repulsor, any high loot area, you could find some gold weapons. Now the Kraber Massive loot, the values are tuned in so that they spawn towards like late game airdrops and very rarely. So maybe they say like 1 or 2 per game, if that. So the big change, me personally, is reduced armor. So it's gray shields only, fellas and ladies. There are no blue, no gold, no purple. That goes for helmets and chest plates. So, watch your little squishy head too. Now the ground loot has also been reduced by 45%, but supply bins themselves are not bothered by this. So, hit those supply bins like you never have before, because they're going to still have the same amount of loot as they used to. However, anything inside, which as you'll see, is scarce. And now it's basically become, whoever gets the gun first. Unfortunately, that's what I've been finding out. And if you don't find a gun, in that first building, chances are you're probably not going to find a gun for a while. So you better hunker down and hope your friends have a gun. Otherwise, the bullet counts and stacks have also been modified. So light and energy rounds now only get 16 ammo per drop, and there are 32 stacks per inventory slot. Heavy rounds drop to 7 and 14 per inventory slot. And shotgun rounds, you can have 7 per drop, and they are 28 per inventory slot. So definitely trying to adjust the game for shotguns a little bit more, because that's what you're most likely going to be running into to pick up. Now there are some sniper rifles. Now overall, the loot density is supposed to be reduced, but I mean, the amount of ammo and attachments that I found versus like a gun that I couldn't even, use with the attachments were like ridiculous. You find all sorts of attachments. You'd find whatever. Like I found a light extended mag like every game, but only found a G7 Scout one game, and I found 2 G7 Scouts that game. So it's like, oh, okay, makes total sense. But yeah, I found a lot of longbows, a lot of EVA 8s. Had a hard time finding anything else. But, there was an increased spawn rate in syringes, and that is true. I have found all sorts of syringes all over the place. Hardly any shield cells, though, because those have been reduced to a much more rarity, just like the rarity of the armor itself. So don't be expecting, any kind of, if you're like a shield healing guy like I am, yeah, you better learn how to change how you play. And that's the only, stipulations, basically, that they put on the Armed and Dangerous mode. And I mean, honestly, I've had a little bit of fun with it. I've played mostly with random teammates, so that might have a little bit of, impact on my fun. The fun game that I did have, it's when everyone kind of knew how to snipe, but then at the same time, they were about like me. They were kind of good at sniping, but when you bring somebody else who, all they do is snipe, or, just run shotguns, this is definitely the game mode for them, and they're going to love this. Me personally, yeah. I like the reduced loot. I really enjoy that aspect. I like the idea of, gray shields only. I like that. I like making it harder. I just wish that they wouldn't have made it harder and also limited what type of weapons I could use, because not my weapon. these are definitely not my weapons. So, it's cool that that's there, and I wish them all the luck, and I like game modes like this, and I hope that they continue to do game modes like this, because it's something a little different. But honestly, you know, you follow up solo mode with this, you know, like solo mode has by far been the best addition, in my opinion, even though just temporary, than all of them. Like, I like it better than I liked ranked. I like it better than I like this armed and dangerous. Now, again, I like the concept behind armed and dangerous, and I like the general concept, I guess, not the finite details of it, because I didn't like my weapons being limited. But at the same time, if there was like a SMG only or assault rifle only, you know, like I would get behind that. A pistols only, oh my goodness, like I would definitely get behind that kind of game, that kind of game mode. So you know, I really feel like I'm just slightly biased in the fact that shotguns and snipers aren't really my thing. I like them, but they don't ever seem to work for me. Like somebody else can just lay me out, or like, you know, I'll have the precision choke, have my 3, you know, totally charged up, and then do 20 damage anyways. So it kind of hurts me. Hurts my feelings, hurts my trust in the weapons. But, you know, I'll probably still hop back in it, try and get a few wins in the game mode. Probably do more so when I got some friends online. But, you know, let me know what you feel and what your comments are, and let me know down below. And if you could like this video, give the channel a nice subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. I appreciate you guys for sticking around and watching. Thanks.